Hello, I'm back. It's been a while since I've gone through and continued the timeline of my breast cancer treatment, and so I've just had to go back and replay some of the videos to remember where I got up to, which was what I was doing post-surgery in the immediate time after the surgery. And I double checked as well my results from the surgery, which where they checked the margins and the tumour and the lymph, was the 18th of May. So from sort of that time, the 28th of April, when my lumpectomy took place, up to the 18th of May, I was kind of treading water because I was waiting for results. And even though it's a short period of time, it's hell just waiting, because you hope for the best, but it preys on your mind. And this is me, someone who'd never worried about test results ever. Oh, can you see I've got a new plant, a peace lily. I've gone a bit plant mad just lately, so I've got a peace lily in here and a snake plant in the home office. Yeah, I've just gone a bit obsessed with plants. Sorry, that was a sidebar. And so I was just, waiting. And the only exercise I could do at that point was walking. And then the 3 times daily rehabilitation stretches that they gave me for where the surgery had taken place, because I hadn't started radiotherapy at this point. That came later in July. So it was just a waiting game, really. And but what I did do, I think I've mentioned this before, was I'd already made an appointment with Delphine, who's a personal trainer at my local gym. And I met with her on the 17th of May, and we had a coffee and a really long discussion about what I wanted to achieve. And that was, I wanted to, not just to heal, but I wanted to properly weight train, because even without the cancer, I knew this was important for somebody of my age and on HRT, strong bones, and all the podcasts I was listening to and the books I was reading, strength training, just kept coming up. So I knew it was something I needed to do, and I wanted to do it properly. And I wanted to do it with a female, because I thought, no disrespect to male PTs, but I thought I need someone who doesn't just understand about anatomy, but knows what it's like to have breasts, who would really get how important what I'd gone through was, and how important it was that I healed here and got stronger. It's hard to explain, it's hard to articulate. It had to be a woman for me. As I say, no disrespect to male PTs. And also there is something very special about Delphine. I'm going to ask if she'll do a sort of a video about what she does with women, but she's so empathetic. She's so in tune. It's like she's got a sixth sense for what we need, what her clients need, and that was just amazing for me. So we met, and she agreed that once I'd had sign off to start training again and start exercising, she would help me and do a program. And she uses an online app, hers is called Lady Fit, and she now, this is how it works, she uploads my program. We meet as and when required. But anyway, and so I got my results on the 18th of May. Can't remember what day of the week it was, and no shockers really. My results, I've written them down. I went through all the paperwork today. That was a bit sad, actually. I've had a really good admin day today. I've been doing loads because I start my new job on Monday the 12th, and so I was doing loads of admin today, like passport renewal and all that sort of stuff. And I thought, I need to get my dates from here. And I was reading through all the paperwork, and I just had a bit of a sad moment. But anyway, no shocker. My results were, it was a grade 1 tumour, negative node, so it means my lymph was clear. So that's why I've said before, if I had my time over again, knowing what I know, based on the biopsies and the lymph being clear, I think I would have refused to have the lymph that they did take out during surgery done. But it's very easy to say that in hindsight. From the scans, they said my tumour was likely 18 millimetres by 18. The actual lumpectomy, it was 15 by 15. so 3 millimeters smaller. Now I like to think that all the work I was doing, the positive mindset, the meditating, the visualizing constantly throughout the day of that tumour getting smaller and smaller and smaller, that I can somehow take some credit for that. Who knows? Or maybe it was just at the scan and what actually comes out, there is a margin of, who knows, a margin of difference. All my margins were clear. That was the biggest, most important thing for me. That meant no chemotherapy was necessary, because I really don't know if I could have done it. Seen so many films, documentaries, stories that are so frightening for me, so scary. But then I guess it's like anything, when you know you've got to, it's different. But the waiting was over, the results were good. Miss Potter, this amazing surgeon, yeah, that day I think I floated out of that appointment, and my husband took me out for dinner. I can even remember where we went to celebrate. I mean, it sounds weird, doesn't it? You're celebrating. You've had cancer, but you're celebrating, but you're actually celebrating that the results could have been so worse. I so incredibly lucky that that was the worst of it for me. And I say those were the times when I decided to make not just little changes of trimming around the edges in my life. I have completely turned my life inside out, upside down, inspected it, gone over it. This is a transformation journey. It is a journey, and there's much more for me to still do, but I have changed so much, and continuing to explore, to delve, to question, to try and then reject, to try and keep so many things. My life is so different. How I think, what I eat, that I don't drink anymore, what I actually now know and believe about alcohol, how I hold myself, the books I read, the things I watch, the things I don't watch, the people I allow into my life, the people I do not allow into my life, what I put on my body, what I put inside my body. It's everything has dramatically changed, and it continues to do so. So yeah, those were my results. And I said I'd met with Delphine, and then the next thing that happened, so the 23rd of May, and I just found this as I was just going through my Instagram, I ran for the first time, and it was like a really pathetic little jog, but it was the first time, and I was so tentative about causing any, and I probably did it a little bit sooner than I should have done, but I remember I felt amazing going for that jog, because I'd walked from like the day after surgery. I'd insisted on going out for a walk with my husband, but I did my first jog on the 23rd of May, and it felt amazing. And I think the week or the second week later after that, I jogged down. There used to be a Sweaty Betty in Bristol close to my home. It's gone now, like a lot of things on the high street. But I jogged down, and I treated myself to some new running tops, colour coded, because I was just so excited to be back running again. It meant the world to me. So I'd got my results, I was back running, I had got already on board with Delphine, and we were starting my training journey, and that was on top of the things I was already doing, which I've just done a recap of. I'd already changed my diet, but that was just the beginning. I was intermittent fasting, still just the beginning, just starting with that. I was learning about autophagy. I was meditating every day, and I still not broken that. And I was learning about some somatic practice in the nervous system. But oh my God, I think that will be a journey I'll be on forever. It's fascinating. But yeah, that's kind of where I got to, and I just thought I would share that. Maybe next I should start sort of sharing some of the products that I now use and products I've discarded, and then I can talk more about my training if that's of interest. But anyway, so from a cancer perspective, that's where I got, and then I was just waiting for I'm rambling a bit all day. Then it was about waiting for when the radiotherapy would start, and at that time I knew it would be sort of 3 months post-surgery, so I knew it was going to come in the summer, but I didn't really know when. So again, another waiting game, and to get my oncologist assigned as well. But yeah, that's all for now.